So you might say, but Hiro, I wanted to draw a 5 foot by 5 foot box out in space, not from the origin, right? It's like, well, why can't I just do that? Well, you can. Same way that you could draw a box, you might draw a perfect 5 foot by 5 foot box out anywhere in space and not refer back to that absolute coordinate system of 5 foot by 5 foot 5 foot address. So what we're going to do is try another box, and you could select anywhere in space just so that it's there. How do we make a box last time? We typed in 5 foot comma 5 foot, right? This time use the @ symbol. So shift 2 is that @ symbol, right? It's kind of like your email address. @ symbol, and then type in 5 foot comma 5 foot, and then enter. And notice that it moved to the space that is relative to that point that you clicked on originally. And then type in 5 foot for the height, and you got a 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot box out in space somewhere. Okay? This is called a relative coordinate system. It is relative to the last input that you placed in. So if I'm making a box that is another 5 foot by 5 foot box, and down here it might be somewhere like 24 or 30 or wherever in the Cartesian grid system, we have positive on this side, positive on that, or positive on that side. We have a negative on the x direction, positive on the y direction. Same here, we have a negative on the x direction, negative on the y direction. You know, remember that coordinate system, right? So same thing, if you click on here and say at 5 foot comma 5 foot, that is referencing the last point in space that you clicked on, and it's going to the 5 foot coordinate off of that, relative to that. So once you do that, the height would be, again, I'll just say 5 foot. Likewise, we don't always have to go in the positive direction. We could always go in the negative direction, right? So if we could type this thing without, or we could input this box without touching the mouse. So if I say the first point in space that I want is, let's say 5 foot, 5 foot, 10, 15 foot, comma 15 foot. So I could say 15 foot, comma 15 foot. You don't have to do this, but there it is. It found the address of that 1515. If I type in, if I want to draw the box, 5 foot box this way, I could say in the x direction, -5. So I'll say at, because now it's a relative to that first point that we entered, -5 foot, comma, if I want to go to the negative direction, -5 foot, and enter. And notice that it went from here to here. If I don't want to go up, I could say -5 foot, -5 foot, and it's drew my box below my ground plane. This stuff right here, the grid, is called the C-plane, construction plane. Everything that Rhino is drawn on is drawn on the construction plane. Okay, so there is an example of not using, the positive number, and you could just draw anywhere in space. That's what's kind of cool about the computer. It's your virtual world.